Hi, welcome to the video briefing for the Reading Triathlon 2021. I'm Pete, race director.
And I'm Georgia, part of the events team.
Firstly, thank you so much for entering the Reading Triathlon. We know that some of you might be a bit apprehensive this year about the event and what we're doing to make it a COVID-safe race. If you have any questions after watching the race briefing, please check out the event information on the Tri2O Triathlon Club website first before getting in touch by email.
So before you arrive, it should go without saying, but please do not come if you have any symptoms of COVID or if you've been told to self-isolate either by NHS Track and Trace or because you've been on holiday. First of all, please make sure you've got all the kit you need. Write yourself a checklist if it helps. The easiest way to do this is to run through in your head every stage of the event from start to finish to make sure you don't forget anything. Ideally, don't leave this until the night before. Ensure your bike is roadworthy and that you've familiarised yourself with the course maps and the layout of the venue. We'll talk you through that now.
So, on arrival, make sure you arrive firstly in plenty of good time. Registration opens at 6:30 AM and the car parking, which is in Green Park this year at 100 Longwater Avenue, opens at 6 AM. So around about a 2-kilometre walk or cycle from there. There is a height restriction at the car park, so if you have the option for a rear mounted cycle carrier, then we really suggest that you bring one of those. If you do have a roof mounted one though, we do have some parking which is available where you don't have to go under the height restriction. Our marshals will direct you to the right point though. Please bring a small cash donation if you can. We ask for suggest around about £2. All of this goes to our chosen charity, which is the British Triathlon Foundation, which provides free inclusive opportunities to engage children in triathlon and encourage them to become more active. When you arrive here, it's this way to registration.
The registration opens at 6:30 AM. You'll arrive through the car park over here and then head in this direction. If you've done the Reading Triathlon before, please take note that registration's in a different location this year, so it's right adjacent to transition, which will make it easier for you to head straight from your registration to transition. There'll be some bike racking available here to enable you to register first. Race packs will be organised in alphabetical order, so join the appropriate queue to collect your race pack and timing chip. There'll be instructions in your race pack clearly explaining what stickers to put where. Please don't forget your race licence if you are a Triathlon England or Scotland or Wales member. This is really important. If you forget it, you'll have to buy a day licence for £6 cash and there will be no exceptions to this. Don't worry if you're not a member, because you will already have bought a day licence when you entered the race. So don't worry about that, it's part of your race entry fee and there's no need to do anything extra. It's just you must remember your card if you are a member, and an electronic version is fine. If you've got one on your phone, that's fine. If you're in a relay team, one team member is able to collect all 3 race packs for your team. Once you've collected your race packs, fix your numbers to the bike and your helmet and fasten your timing chip around your ankle securely under your wetsuit. If you lose the timing chip, you have to pay £50 to replace it, so please do look after it and take care. Also remember to write your emergency contact details and any medical conditions that you might have on the back of your race number. This is really important in case of any emergency. If possible, bring a pen with you to do this, but we will have some available if need be. If you've ordered a t-shirt or a hoodie or you've pre-arranged a wetsuit to hire, these will be available for you at the registration desk too. Once you've finished in registration, you'll make your way straight through to transition, which is this way, where you'll rack your bike in the place allocated to you by the volunteers in transition. Set up your transition area, make sure all your kit is ready, to make sure you know where your bike is related to the rest of transition, and after that you just make your way out and wait until you're called through to your start area, which will be around 10 to 15 minutes before you start. Please note that transition will close at 8:15 on race morning, to ensure that the area is clear before the first swimmers exit the water.
So the water temperature at the moment is around about 18 degrees and is usually around about this temperature at this time of year. Please see the club's website for information about wearing wetsuits, and BTF rules will apply for the race. We'll be operating a rolling time trial format this year to ensure that we're keeping you COVID safe and secure, with athletes being set off in around about 10-minute waves starting at 8 AM. You'll be lined up in small groups along here based on your 100-metre swim times. So the way to work that out is that's around about 4 legs of the swimming pool and how long it'll take you to do those. And that's not your best ever 100-metre pace, it's your pace which you think you can hold for the entire race. So when you're called into the water, you'll go down the slope here, across the timing mat, and then start off at your own pace. So the swim follows the course up to the top buoy at the end of the lake up here, which George is now going to show you, hopefully. Follow around to the
Not big enough.
red buoy here. One of the buoys is disappeared this morning, but there'll be another buoy down at the bottom, and the last one down at the bottom corner here. Now, if you're doing the 750-metre loop for the sprint or the aquathlon, then you'll be getting out, and the exit will be well marked, which is just round the corner at the end of the lake. And if you're doing the Olympic race, you'll be coming round and be completing 2 laps. Please be respectful of other swimmers. There's no need to swim over anybody. There are kayakers on the lake for you as well to keep everybody safe. So if you get into trouble, just turn onto your back and raise your arm, and somebody will be over very quickly to come and help you. Be careful when you're exiting the water. There are marshals on hand to help you out. And make sure you smile for that extra special swim exit photo.
Once you arrive into transition, relay teams, please remember to pass the timing chip from swimmer to cyclist. You must have your helmet on and fastened before you touch your bike. Mount your bike after the dismount line, and please take care and be aware of other athletes around you. The bike course is well signed and marshalled, but it's your responsibility to know the course, so please do familiarise yourself with the course map and route beforehand. The bike course is 2 laps for Olympic distance athletes and 1 22-kilometre lap for the sprint distance. The roads in the main are quiet, but they're almost all open to traffic, so do take care and obey the highway code at all times. Pay attention at the hotel exit and entry, as it can be busy there, and please do not overtake on that corner. At the end of the first long straight coming out of the hotel, there's a chicane of 2 very sharp bends. Please slow down as the turns are really tight and you're approaching a junction with the main road. There are 2 right-hand turns on the course, and it is your responsibility to look out for traffic. At the second of these right-hand turns, you must stop and put your foot down on the ground. If you don't put your foot down, you will be disqualified. This is non-negotiable, and it did happen in 2019. There's a warning sign as you approach the junction, and there will also be a marshal there, but it's not their responsibility to tell you, or their fault if you don't do it. There's also 1 set of traffic lights on the course just before you come back into the hotel. You have permission to go through these even if they're on red, as this section of road is closed. But please still take care, as it's always possible that rogue vehicles can get through by mistake, or emergency vehicles have to use the road. In general, the road surface is pretty good, and we will have marked out potholes on the course, but again, just keep an eye on where you're going. Please let people know if you're overtaking, for example, saying on your right, and look behind you before you overtake.
This is a non-drafting race, which means there must be a gap of 10 metres between your front wheel and the front wheel of the bicycle in front of you. If you're overtaken, you've got 20 seconds to pass through that draft zone. If you are overtaken, it's your responsibility to ensure that you drop back to a legal distance. We know this can be frustrating, but these are the rules. Don't draft, it is cheating and it's unsportsmanlike, and you risk disqualification. There may be a motorbike marshal on the course who will be draft spotting. Other bike course marshals are also briefed to take note of drafting. Your race number needs to be visible on your back on the bike. So either using a race belt, which you can move the number around, or if you're using safety pins, you'll need a number on both your front and your back. As you come into transition, make sure you dismount before the dismount line. Again, take care, as this is another favourite accident black spot.
Once you've come back in from the bike leg, you must rack your bike before you touch your helmet and remove it. Again, relay teams, remember to pass on the timing chip to your runner. The run is 6 laps around the lake for the Olympic distance and 3 laps for the sprint distance and the aquathlon athletes. It's your responsibility to count your laps, we can't do it for you. Some people use elastic bands around their wrists to transfer from one wrist to the other after each lap, and that can help you remember. The terrain is a mixture of predominantly grass and some tarmac and can be a bit uneven in places, so please watch your footing and wear appropriate footwear. Some people find that trail shoes are better for this course, but obviously that's entirely personal choice. After your final lap, follow the signs to the finish area, and at the finish, hand over your timing chip and collect your medal. We'll have 2 massage therapists on site, so do treat yourself to a post-race recovery massage and plenty of food afterwards. There'll be hot food, cakes, hot drinks and ice cream. You can get a printout of your time near the finish line, and results will be available online and live on the website so your supporters can track you. We'll do a podium presentation as soon as possible after 11:30. When you do leave, do so via the bike out, and remember others may well still be racing. And finally, please remember to be nice to our marshals. They're all volunteers and they're here to give you the best race experience.
Finally, we'd like to thank our race partners for supporting the race on site and providing you with some great prizes. To name but a few, our massage therapists Susan and Ben, Barnes Fitness, My Sporting Times and the High Five Swim Centre, and to all of our club members for enabling this to happen, both in the run-up to the event and marshalling today. Last but not least, thanks to you for coming along to race. We're so looking forward to being back and putting on a fantastic event for you all. See you on Sunday the 12th.